Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be looking at what I think is the most brutal death in the entire game. Now, I actually came across this by accident. The other day, you guys know I was exploring some mysteries in the snow, and I was just sort of wandering about near the Cairn Lake. In case you guys are curious where that is, it's where Flaco Hernandez's cabin is if you were to ever visit him. It's this super small timey lake just up in the Grizzly Mountains, and one time when I visited there, I was actually stopped by a stranger on the side of the road who was shouting looking for his lost friend. Take a listen to this.
Tucker! Tucker! Where are you, Tucker? Hey! You there! Stop a minute, please! I'm looking for my friend. We was in the cabin, and he went out to get firewood, but he got lost in the storm. I'm getting real worried, mister. I searched everywhere. Would you help me look for him?
All right, guess so. Where are we looking?
You're a good man, bless you. I'm gonna keep looking around the cabin. That's where I last saw him. If you could search the wider perimeter, I'd really appreciate it.
Don't worry, you'll find your friend.
I know I will. Tucker! Tucker! Shout if you can hear me!
You sure you last saw him near here?
Yeah, I saw him. He couldn't have gone far. Where are you, you fool? I'm getting scared! Christ, he can't be out here this long. Damn it, Tucker, where the hell are you?
Okay, so as you guys heard and saw there, this guy is looking for his friend Tucker. At least we think he's his friend. I'll explain why that might be a little bit different a little bit later on. And they seem to be camped out around the edge of the lake. There's some cabins and some tents, and Tucker has gone missing. He was looking for firewood and he went missing. So long story short, you basically have to search this entire area for his friend Tucker. And at first I was having a lot of trouble trying to find out where he was, and it was a crystal clear perfect day. I just for whatever reason could not find this guy, and then I found some tracks that weren't mine. So I decided to investigate those, although it didn't really lead me to anything. However, it turns out that I was just following the tracks in the opposite direction, and that eventually led me to Tucker, who was face down on this rock over here. And not face down in a good way. Face down in that he had literally been frozen stuck to the actual rock. And the only option that you have to check on him is check body. And anytime you have that interaction, you know it's never going to be a good outcome. And just listen to this. It doesn't sound good. Ooh, I don't know if you guys heard that, but Arthur literally had to like peel his frozen face off of the actual rock. And look at this. He looks like one of those clickers from The Last of Us. Like, goodness gracious, his face has been all eaten up. That's why I'm saying this has to be the most brutal death in all of Red Dead Redemption 2. And it occurs in a freaking side mission. Like, how crazy is that? So now you can see our objective is to inform the hunter of what has actually happened here. And he is not going to be excited about this. Now, at first, I thought there was another set of tracks that actually led up here, because I was trying to find out what happened to this guy. Was he brutally murdered and, did another hunter come up and do this to him, or was it something else? And I tried to follow another set of tracks, but it didn't end up leading to anything. So my next objective was to go back to Hunter. Now this is where you have an option. You can assist the hunter or you can mislead him. I will show you guys both outcomes here. In this first outcome, I'm going to show you guys what happens if you assist him. So upon returning to him, he will have this dialogue with you.
Hey, so, find anything? Come on, don't keep me waiting. If you haven't found anything, would you keep looking? We're running out of time, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he's up the hill a ways over on a rock. Listen, friend, you might not want to see him.
Oh, Tucker? Oh, God.
So after telling him the news, he ends up getting on his horse and sprints over to the rock. I mean, this guy hauls it up there, and clearly he's not going to be met with good news. And when he arrives at the rock, this is what will occur.
Oh, God, Tucker! Shit. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Oh, Jesus, no!
Back, damn it!
So hopefully none of you guys wet yourselves like I almost did. When this happened live, like when I was recording this, I legitimately jumped out of my chair. And I almost gave myself a heart attack. And I didn't think I was going to survive the bear attack. But I guess that answers the question as to what happened to Tucker and now the hunter. He got mauled by a giant grizzly bear. And yep, that'll do it. That will end up leaving your face like that if you end up getting mauled by a grizzly bear. Now, you can hunt the grizzly bear if you want, but I was just in such a panic. I shot it and stabbed it a bunch of times that it was a poor pelt, so that didn't really do anything for me, but you can if you want. Tucker remains on the rock, although you can like knock him off, which is kind of interesting. Doesn't really do anything. And then we can go visit our friend, the hunter. You can choose to loot him if you want. And he has a cigar on him. That's it. That might be random loot. It might be specific. I'm not too sure. And that right there pretty much solves the mystery of what happened here. But again, I wanted to do some more exploring. I wanted to do some more investigating here. So according to that hunter, he said he actually lived at the cabin near the lake. So I wanted to go investigate that. And the cabin is really, really small. And there's a couple of interesting things here. Number one, there is only one bed, and there's also a lockbox underneath that bed. Now, this hunter seemed to be very concerned about his friend, and I think they might have been more than friends, if you can sort of read between the lines there, especially with this one bed right here. Now, in the lockbox itself, there is something kind of interesting. It is a map that allows you to start the Poisonous Trail treasure hunt. So that is the first step if you'd like to start the Poisonous Trail treasure hunt. You actually have to go to this cabin to find this map. There's also some ginseng elixir in there as well, and a couple of other provisions that you can grab too. But at the end of the day, there isn't much else going on here, and on the outside, there's a couple of tents that you can actually sleep in and rest by the fire. There's also an outhouse, but that, for the most part, is it. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, well, what happens if you mislead the hunter and instead of actually helping him, you mislead him at the very end? Well, this is what happens.
Hey, so, find anything?
Nah, he's in the wind. Sorry, partner.
Well, I appreciate the help anyway. More eyes the better, right?
Don't worry, you'll find your friend.
I know I will.
You know what? It's too damn cold for me to pretend I give a shit about your friend.
Well, fine. I'll find him by myself.
You pathetic little fool.
Keep flapping them gums.
Get out of here.
Just leave the hell alone.
Go run back to your mama.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
So I'm kind of torn. I don't know what route is the best here, because if you assist the hunter, it leads to his death. If you mislead the hunter, you straight up lie to him, but you also save his life by not getting mauled by a giant grizzly bear. So I don't know, which outcome do you guys think is the best? Misleading the hunter or helping the hunter? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.